Compared to head girl Kylie, our next 90s queen was more like the mouthy schoolgirl hanging around the bike sheds. Geri Halliwell democratised pop for women like no one else. With her big shoes, cheery determination and loud voice, she was like the Mr. Noisy of pop, but a girl.
Geri was the one with all the spunk, you know. She was the one that would come out there and say what she feels.
I love that she was the fiery one. She was Ginger. She was the outspoken one.
Geri was a grammar school girl from Watford. She was a wannabe with a mission to be famous. From a teenager onwards, she used everything she had to break into showbiz.
Geri worked so hard. She made it happen for her. She was never going to be discovered. She had to make sure she was discovered.
But the closest she got was glamour modelling and impersonating a policeman on cable TV.
This is the fashion police and baby, you're busted.
Then at 22, she saw this advert for a new female pop act and begged for an audition.
She kind of came into that absolutely as bold as brass, you know, bounced into the room and just, you know, sort of gave us some cheeky line and kind of won us over with personality alone.
Tell you what, there's millions of kids out there that want to be pop stars. Do you know what I mean? And we're actually taking steps closer and closer to a dream.
You know, you kind of thought, well, I mean, she's got confidence.
The embryonic Spice Girls began some embryonic dance routines, finally gelling as a new kind of girl band. But even then, Geri's ability to hustle was becoming apparent.
Behind the scenes, I think she had been convincing the other girls that, you know, they needed to take a faster route to get there.
I'm so ambitious and I just want to get there, really. That's the whole point of it. I just want my ego fed.
The Spice Girls left their management, but walking in a funny way.
I had heard that she had, you know, taken one of the tapes and stuck it down her knickers and used that as a means to smuggle it out, sort of thing. And that's Geri. That's the kind of thing she would have done.
When will I be famous?
Geri blagged her way into a bigger manager, Simon Fuller.
His vision for them was way beyond anybody else had ever tried to do with a pop band. It wouldn't have happened without him. It would have happened, but it wouldn't have happened to the size that it did without him.
At the time, the only games in town were boy bands and Britpop. No one wanted girl bands, especially such a motley bunch. So when they did arrive, it was with the shock of punk rock, only louder.
And there's more. This is our single, which is out on Monday.
The girls just ran amok, and they literally, if there was any man there, they'd be sitting on their knee, they'd be undressing them, undoing their tie.
God.
Well, let's forget about it.
They came to the offices, they were all over me like a rash, you know, jumping on my desk, kissing me, putting lipstick on, doing the whole job.
Geri was the one that would always come straight up to your face. She had this thing of literally being a few inches away from your nose. Who are you? My name's Geri. What do you do? What can you do for us?
Joining me now is Behave, it's Geri! Geri.
No one forgot meeting Geri for the first time.
It was very obvious from the beginning that she was the director of the group. She sat next to me and she spelled out for me everything that was going to happen to them for the next 2 years.
The next 2 years made them the biggest girl band in the world, starting with their first single, Wannabe.
Throughout the video, they're kind of coming at the camera. They're coming towards the camera. They're not backing away from it, or they're not just standing there at a certain distance. The confidence was just incredible.
I think the choice of Wannabe as the first single was so important because what it stood for as a record. You know, you can go out with me, but you've got to like my mates as well, and if you don't, you can clear off.
I think if you asked most people on the street what do they remember about the Spice Girls, after the music, they would say, girl power.
Geri was the one that was all about the girl power.
Asserting girl power is basically being yourself, being that strong, you know, true to yourself.
She's recognised that that actually was a call to arms to millions of teenage girls.
I'm giving you everything, all that joy can bring. This I swear, I'll give you everything. And all that I want from you
remember being completely obsessed with Spice Girls, and I literally had their wallpaper, picture frames, bed sheets.
Are you joking me? I'm the biggest Spice Girl fan ever. Oh my God, they're my life, they still are. Yeah, best band ever.
Ginger, sporty, scary, baby, and posh, the all-conquering Spice Girls!
At the Brit Awards in 1997, Geri was the pin-up girl for Cool Britannia. Literally pinned up.
You know, Royal Britannia, everyone was very proud to be British. Here was a girl group that was selling 55 million albums across the world. Who would have thought that a girl wearing a black dress with a Union Jack pinned to it by her sister would make the front pages across the world?
As she took to the world stage, it was clear that she would never run short of something to say, and she would never be boring.
She was very good at the publicity side of it. She was really good at getting the right picture, the right shot, the right quote.
You're as young as the girl you feel, and I'm 25.
If Geri could make world leaders giggle and royalty blush, then surely she could take control of her own girl band. She persuaded the other girls to ditch their manager.
Simon Fuller was told the news after the MTV Music Awards on Thursday. Ginger Spice, Geri Halliwell masterminded the split. The group expects to turn over £300 million by the year 2000.
They haven't just fired Simon Fuller, they've fired the whole Spice Girls machine that surrounds them.
I saw Geri Halliwell on the phone booking cars for the girls. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
But you know how annoying it can be going on hold to a minicab office.
Geri Halliwell, otherwise known as Ginger Spice, has confirmed that she has left the Spice Girls.
I don't believe it, not Geri. Geri's my favourite. Geri's the one that keeps it all together. She's the one with the bounce, the go, girl power. Not Geri. Why?
She was my favourite, and then she broke my heart and left, so now Mel B is my favourite.
I was so angry. I was like, what's she doing? This is my group. And I was upset for ages. Like, that broke a lot of girls' hearts. Sorry, Geri, but it really did.
Something has changed, isn't there? There's
has
something different, isn't there?
There's more room on the couch.
There's more room on the couch. Where's Geri gone?
Where has Geri gone? Where's Geri gone?
Clearly not to the job centre, but to the very expensive music video shop to launch her solo career.
Everyone was really looking at her as the spirit of the Spice Girls, except it was the Spice One.
Geri was on a mission to show there was more to her than being a mouthy redhead. Look at Me was her first solo single.
That video was amazing because in it, Geri killed Ginger.
If I was a Spice fan, I wouldn't want to see the Spice Girl, like, buried in a coffin, you know, like saying, I'm turning my back on all that life, it's the new me. I didn't want to say goodbye to Ginger.
The new Geri was thinner, blonder, quieter and more mature. She looked like a proper pop star from a pop star catalogue. But that, of course, was never the point of her.
She made such a difference, I think, in the 90s. People will always remember her.
She drew from her predecessing queens before her, and as a result took the crown from them and owned that 90s pop era.
Geri seemed to want the world stage just to be able to wave hello.